today is Sunday, February 19th, 2023, and trying to come in here with something quick. All right, something quick for you on this Sunday. Let me see if, as usual, throw your questions into the comment section so I can address them. Today, just wanted to get into a little yellow jacket, the charging kit, and I'll throw this on here for you real quick. Technically, I should wait for some more people, but hell with it. Let us just get right into it. Now, my apologies on this. This is my first time using Keynotes, and it didn't turn out to be the size that I wanted it to be. So this is what we're going to do here. Let me throw this on there. This is the hydrocarbon charging kit from Yellow Jacket. This was a gift. This was a gift to me from Zach Ciota at HVAC Shop Talk. All right, here's a picture of the kit. I keep it in my pack out. All right, and this is a little bit of what it looks like when it's all packaged up. But what you don't see in there is the gauges. Took me a little while to find them. I didn't have them in my kit. The Inficon. This actually you buy this separately. This actually was given to me by True. All right, there's the gauges that come in the kit. The kit also includes, this came in with the Yellow Jacket. This is the pinch off tool. Let me put on my gloves. So let's see here. All right, so that's the entire slide. I'm gonna get into it and let you know all the pieces in the kit. I will start with the gauges. And anybody come in, you can ask whatever questions you want. Let me add this for you. Some of you might have seen this video. That's the Inficon in action. And what it'll do is it'll just pick up whether it's 290 or 600A. It'll pick up that refrigerant leak. Now, words of the wise, it won't pick it up if it's in a vacuum. It won't pick it up if there's not that much in it, which is why I had the video showing it won't pick it up with the door open. That was the whole purpose of that. I just never did kind of include that breakdown. All right. Behind me is from Class. Those are the pumps for the chemical on the dishwasher. And then that big item right there, that is the vent hood, the extraction hood. I had a question on that. Somebody was looking at the government contracts for installing the vent hoods. And so if you can see how big that is, and that's actually a small one, see how big that is. It becomes part of the building, becomes part of the ventilation, and it affects the balance of the airflow. So it is quite a bit involved to it. So that is not something I would advise new people to get into. Now, I'm all set up. So I got a green screen. I went to the store and picked up a green screen. So now I can pull up items to show you. This is the analog gauge that comes in the kit. I use Testo. All right, this is an anti-blowback preventer that's on the tip. Without it, it looks like this. So I'll use a T so I can connect to it. This actually has a depressor. So this hooks up to the system. It's a very small line. This actually hooks in so you can let the gas in and out. along with this one. This is actually for your gauge. You got like 3-4 points along the way with this system that you can use it. Now, it has a weight that you actually hook up with, and then you can put this on the scale, and this way it won't move. And you can zero it out. Let me see if my battery is charged. My battery might not be charged. My battery might be dead. I've had this for a little while. Okay. There we go. So, let's see here. As I got it powering up. Okay. All right. So the minute you put a weight on it, all right, then you have the ability to just zero it out. So you could put your weighted access point on here. You can also hook up to it. And then you can use the gas with it. Now, you have the kit includes the connections for several different types of canisters. So this is the R291. This is the one like if anybody's familiar with LeBaire, they used to send out one of these like about 10, 15 years ago. Only it was like 600. True. This actually came from True. This actually came from True. True was of course it would be green. True was originally sending out these canisters. And the thing about these is that they have this crazy opening. So this is pretty similar to like a Coleman's can. You'll see this. And like I mentioned previously, the only difference between the refrigerant grade 290 and 600 and the barbecue gas grill refrigerant is that it has the moisture and impurities removed. Other than that, it's the exact same gas. All right, now you have two different type of connection points. And what the Yellow Jacket kit, and I have, it's kind of a bastardized setup that I've got here because I have True and I have the Yellow Jacket kit. Now on the cover, you're going to see everything that the Yellow Jacket kit includes. I just have a couple more items. So this will connect to that wide mouth connection. And once that is on, now you can actually connect to it. And you have to be careful because it is just a plastic knob without an insert. And so, yes, I use it because it's rounded out. It is actually rounded out. I thought something was wrong with it, but it wasn't. It was just that I had rounded out the knob. I'm literally going to switch this knob over to a different style. Here's the weight. You would then insert it. Now, the whole purpose of everything I'm showing you, the whole purpose of this kit is if you're going to weigh in a charge. All right. Do you really have to weigh in a charge? No. If the factory asks you, did you weigh in a charge or did you recover and then weigh in a new charge? Fine. If that's how they want to do it, then yes, you have the ability to do so using this. And then there's also another way if you use the larger tank. So this is only for the small tanks. If you use a larger tank, you're going to use your regular scale when using that larger tank. And feel free to put in any comments whatsoever. I am here. I'll answer them in real time. Also in the kit, I believe the way goes. I have a number of other options. I believe this kit here, I believe this came from True. So they'll send you everything so that you can connect to any style of can. So this is the wide mouth. And you have to be careful of how you put it together. There is a little flow indicator. There's a little flow indicator right there to let you know the direction of the gas. So of course you're gonna, with this flow indicator, you're going to have the can inverted because the pressure is going to go down into the weight. So that's what this is all about. So even if you don't buy the Yellow Jacket kit, True has their own kit. True has their own kit. So the choice is yours. In the early days, True was sending this out to all their authorized servicers. They had a thing where if you went and took the classes, all right, I don't have everything tight, so you have a little leaking. This can is practically empty. So several different ways. And of course, once you have this all hooked up, and you can put your line on it, put your hose, attach your hose to it, just as you would any other way. That's just an example. That's not how it goes. You're going to use this one. Okay. So once again, shut off here. Maybe shut off on the can. Shut off here. They really went all out with that. Now, I'm not doing this to make sure it's completely tight. We're not going to hook this up to the system. But that's how that looks. Now you're hooked up. You can monitor the pressure. I myself, I use the digital. So this is basically the system. This is the gist of their system. Then they also give you signage. And I'm kind of trying to beat HVACR survival to the punch. He was at the ACH convention, and Yellow Jacket sold him the kit, so he wants to do a video on it. His video, no doubt, will be better than mine, but I just wanted to be first. Why he didn't get an award, I have no idea, because his videos are phenomenal. He does teaching. I do not do teaching. I'm here to get people prepared to get into the business. All right? So they'll give you a number of signs. So you're supposed to put this up in the area so you don't cause any fires or explosions. Not that you would, even though you're going to be working around numerous fryers, griddles, grills, and the like. You're still going to kind of cause a little damage with this, but you're going to have a number of signs. They are giving you ample signage to make sure that there is no confusion, that there is a risk of fire. And if you ever wanted to light it on fire, you could light the system on fire, and it does not. It kind of looks like a candle. It doesn't shoot out like a blowtorch. Not, when the system is, when there's like hardly any refrigerant left. All right, so this is the gauge set that they supply in that Yellow Jacket kit. crimping tool. For years, I said I was going to buy one. And I get one, and I never use it. I never use it. Never. The other style. Here's the other style. Now, there are a number of these. I actually took them out of the shot. I can add them to it. I just didn't want them to be in the shot because I don't think this one fits it. Oh, it's a counter. It goes the opposite direction. All right. Sorry about that. Then you get screw in, you push down the seal and open up the valve to let the refrigerant out. Now, with this setup, this one I'm not too happy with. But this setup, and they have it in the book, you use an angled valve to put this on, which kind of puts it like at a off balance. I'll show you with that. Love these. So you would attach one in such a way. Once again, this video is for people new to this, people that have questions on charging units that are hydrocarbon. So for you experienced guys, yeah, this is going to be a little boring for you. So it would go like this, right? It goes like this. But that's how they have it. And then you hook up your gauges to it. And then you can weigh in your charge. You can weigh in your charge. Now, the threading all looks the same, but they have about 2 other styles to this. And to go along with that, 1 second here, let me get them for you. Because I've been dealing with this for about a decade, probably a little longer than that. I've been dealing with the hydrocarbons. So it got me started in it with LeBaire had shipped R600 units to the United States. And so when they did have a problem, they would just send out a lock ring kit. So we have the different styles to go with this. The threading in there is slightly different. Yeah. So yeah, it's not in there. It's crooked. It's crooked. But anyway, there's different threading on here. And so depending on which can you get, make sure you get the right tapper. Unless you go and order online and just get the large jug and call it a day. But this is convenient. A smaller one, I will say that it is convenient. Whether you're going to weigh in the charge or not, you don't have to worry about a large refrigerant tank. Big ones. The Yellow Jacket kit does come with a tapper. So you don't have to worry about that, but it does just come with one. I make a habit of carrying a universal in there if I'm in charge. And then I'll carry a number of Schraders with the cap removers. Oh, Thompson Appliance. Hey, my apps. Oh, thank you. I appreciate all you guys coming. Of course, you could use it on commercial. That's what it was designed for. It was designed for commercial. It was actually designed for submarines. And it's funny because all week I've been dealing with guys that were trained in the Navy. When I was at the Prime Master class, one of the guys that was given the class was in the Navy. And then when I was in my the dishwasher class, two of the guys were trained in the Navy. And that is the history of this business. Before there were all these military contracts, they used to train the soldiers to do this work. So this used to be they used to have, like in the Marines, they used to have the little small green book, or it was a little small blue book. And they used to have the different things that you would be trained in. And appliances was one of them. All right. So, all right, they send you out. I believe this doesn't come with the Yellow Jacket kit. I believe this comes with the True kit. True kit, they'll send you out a little smaller Wagos. So I had to get the green screen because this just wasn't working out. It wasn't working out when I wanted to show you something on the screen, which I have to do quite a bit. So it's the small one, just 2. And then they send you the next one up that has 3. All right. Now these are the lower voltage. These aren't designed to handle the 220, well, 208 and above. All right. Let's see here. Now, quite a few people have been asking about the lock ring. Talking about this? Is this what you mean, this thing? I normally pick these up on eBay. I have like about 3 or 4 of them. And people say, oh man, I hate those. I hate the lock ring, blah, blah, blah. I don't mind lock ring. Like I said, I've used the lock ring before. There used to only be like American Beauty and lock ring. Those are the only real 2 options. American Beauty is that induction brazing. Oh man, this stuff just got rusted in place. I have to do a much better job with my stuff. I deal with so many chemicals, and it just corrodes my tools. So guys that are into tools are screaming right now about oil your stuff. Yeah, I need to oil my stuff. What I do with these is I don't just use this on refrigeration. I wanted to take the jaw out, but I use this jaw with the PEX crimp ring. So I use this when I do my water line installs. So I'll have this set up for water line. All right, any other questions before I show you some other stuff that guys are probably going to be screaming at when they see it? Nothing, huh? All right. Now, let me see what else we have in here. So that's basically it. I'm going to sum this up, and I'm going to show you one other thing. Then I'll probably stop this. 1 out of 100 service calls. Well, Gen scene, it all depends on what you're working on, because you really should ask questions before you go out. I mean, it's sort of like running out your house before checking to see if it's raining or snowing or there's a tornado. I mean, you just do your due diligence. You're going to find out. So here's the thing about sealed system. It all depends on what environment they're putting the units in. They give you scale. So is it going to be in a very hot environment? A very hot environment raises the pressure on these hydrocarbons. And then what tends to happen is that high pressure, due to it, being, the condenser's not clean, it tends to blow holes. It tends to blow holes in the system. And I wish I would have. I should have showed you guys more of this. So, oh, wonderful. So long story short, percentage of calls I see that are seal system on hydrocarbons, I want to say it's 50-50. I want to say it's 50-50. Now, just because they have a seal system problem doesn't mean that it's a major deal. It's actually, I mean, there's one can do at least 2 refrigerators, right? You usually end up with so much loss that you only do 2. Technically, you're supposed to be able to do with this size can. You're supposed to do about 3 to 4 small units, 2 large units. Because this is 600. Is this 600? Okay. This is 14.1 ounces, 400 grams. They got a larger can that's 600 grams. So with this one, and these 2 are the same. This is 14.1. Like I said, you can do 2 large systems, no problem. So you're carrying around this little thing, then with your gauges and then some short hoses. I mean, the whole thing, it fits in your hand. I mean, you can carry it in your pocket when you go in, if you're wearing a jacket. Now, what you're not supposed to be afraid of, and I figured somebody would ask this question. Hold on a second. Let me get this video going. Let's see here. I paused these things on purpose so that they would be ready to go, and now they're not working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it. I'm going to re-add it, and let's try this again. I tested this out like 6 times before I went live. Anyway, what we have here, if you look where the Infocon, where the point is, the tip is, this one, I actually did I did a pinpoint, I did a lead check on it. This was a Delafield milk cooler. This is for a coffee shop. So they'll have the soy milk, the oat milk, regular milk. They'll have it sitting in a well, in a bin, and the refrigeration system will cool the bottom of the pan. So this one on the condenser, we had a leak right there at the bottom left corner, and then I sprayed it with soap. So this was just to show the factory, hey, I know exactly where the leak is. I found the leak. I have all the equipment. I found the leak. Here's where it is. I need you to send me another condenser. All right. So let me take this. Let me get off from here. I'm just going to remove that. That's annoying. What I have for you is if you're going to use this, you don't need to be afraid, because there is a system out there. There's a system out there that is push on. Now I don't know if you've seen one of the other videos where I had the high vis shirt that says Zoom Lock. Zoom Lock has a push on fitting. Now, some people consider this heresy. Some people like, oh, blasphemy, you're using those things as hackery. This, that's garbage. Now, if you have a system, say you had to change out an evaporator or a condenser, these are pretty good, right? These are pretty good. We all have these customers that they will not clean their condenser. They will not, they won't turn on the air conditioning in restaurants, and it's like 130 degrees in there. Especially, it's coming to play. I don't care what kind of a refrigerant purist you are, what kind of a AC, HVACR purist you are. When you need to tap into the system, check the system, When you cut it open and you know there's no cooling pattern, there's no frost pattern at all. You cut open the line, and then you can then slide this on, and then now you can add an access point where you can then, so this is the line from the fridge. Now you can charge the system. All right, you can pressurize the system and check for a leak. A lot of guys don't like dyes, but you can put dye in here. You can put UV, you can put the red, you can put whatever you want to in the system. Just don't put that damn stop leak. And you can put that in the system. Let's see here. I didn't bring any of my tools to remove. This will be the first time I use this damn thing. No, I'm not in there all the way. But what you do is you just press that collar. You push that collar next to the copper. You depress that like you do water line, like you do a shark bite. And then this all comes apart. This all comes apart. You actually can use the same collars. They sell a release system for these. You actually use the same one. Get these out. Do not just yank them out. Do not just pull them out, because you'll actually damage the teeth in there, and then it won't be reusable. See, it just comes right out. Just comes right out. You can put it back in. I mean, you can't really tell how hard I'm pulling, but I am pulling hard. What I was thinking about doing before I came live is putting this whole thing in water. Put some caps in the water, and then I could show you that it doesn't leak. But these are rated. You can look it up yourself, but at least some of them are rated to like 600 psi. So you can gain access to your system. Some guys freak out when you say this, but you can actually recharge the system. And they go, "Oh my God, you're leaking gas in there." But hey, newsflash, genius, it was leaking gas before you got there. Right? It was already leaking before you got there. And guess what? The place is still freaking standing. All right. So it comes off. So you just cut the lines. You can just cut the lines, prep them, and put them back. All right? So the problem comes in when you have to use, well, I have a number of different ones. Putting on my gloves so you don't have to see my terrible dirt under my fingernails and all that other good stuff. I have more training this week, so after I come back from training, I'm gonna get a haircut and all that other stuff. All right, so you have different sizes. You have it with different ends. This one, you could use it with your flare. So if you need to put dryers on and things like that, you can go ahead and put dryers. Here, so you can see for a matter of reference. So you can see the difference in height. So you can see the difference in size. But then basically, like I said, I use it so that if I need to go ahead and tap into the system, if they're dead set, if the factory is dead set on saying, "Ooh, what's the pressures?" All right, I give you the pressures. Negative, whatever, you know. These are the other things that I'll use for open up the valves. But you just treat it any other way you would. You just treat the line the same way, clean them up. And so now everything is plug and play. So now you're not dealing with fire. Only thing that you do not have with the push-on fittings is you don't have lines for cap tubes. That's the only thing the lock ring does have. Lock ring has dryers that have capillary tubes built onto them. Those are the ones that I think are like $50 or $70. But this is not long enough to put onto, to put onto a push-on fitting. But before you put them on, you're gonna prep those lines. So it's no big deal. Ginseng. If you're gonna go in, actually, this is one of the lock ring reamers. It's the same cheap Chinese stuff, but this actually comes with the lock ring set. And then you just clean up your line, deburr it, smooth it out. I also have some other stuff that guys like. This makes it real easy, real simple. Use my spin tools. I have both types. I have one from Rector Steel and the other from Spin Swage. Hey! From American Race to do what? The residential? Because they do residential and commercial. So years ago, that was like my way in. Was doing both. So Hoshizaki has a residential product, and actually they have two residential products and a commercial. Scotsman had residential and commercial. Scotsman used to have refrigerators. They used to have commercial. What was the problem? You'd run into all those leaks on those aluminum lines that they would have. The employees would spray bleach and they would spray Easy Off, and it would eat up the aluminum that they would have running from the valve, the gas line knob at the top. It would run all the way over to the side and down and over, down to the pilot. And those lines would get eaten up. I've actually had to go behind some technicians that actually use plastic hoses on a gas stove. Here's a fun fact about American Range. 2 months ago, they were purchased by Hatco. So you no longer have to deal with that guy and his wife, right? They paid me right away. None of that 3-month jazz that it used to be. None of that stuff. You don't have to deal with her and her little funky attitude. Easy going. The guys over there take care of it. You get paid right away. I think I got my money in 3 weeks, something like that. But yeah, it's no longer private. It is part of Hatco. So happy days are here again. So feel free. You don't know me, but take my word. Oh, call them back. Call up, not Jose. The guys are still there. The guys you were talking to are still there. They will pay you. Call them up. If you had a problem with the payment, even if they'll like work out a deal. I know guys don't like to do this, but if you work out a deal where they straighten out the back pay on those 4 other jobs, put it onto a new one. Let me look up the email, but those 2 guys are still there. There's one guy that handles residential, one guy that handles commercial. What's his name? Oscar. But now they're backed by a very, very large corporation. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. So yeah, I know American Range was a pain, but now that guy is gone. It is now it is now a decent company. Hold on one second. People that you can trust, people that will work with you. They will pay you. Hold on one second. Let me pull up so I can give you the name so you can call them, talk to them. Oh man. But those guys have been there. Those guys have been there for years. I remember when they first got hired. Oh, you guys can't see me, but I can see you. So, I can't see you, but you can see me. So hold on one second. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to show the other people because I have a lot of new people to the business and they have no idea what we're talking about. Those guys' names are on There we go. Guillermo does the residential. Guillermo, call him back. Call him back. Were these jobs recent? Yeah. Hatco bought them. It made the trade magazines. It made the trade news, which is why I kind of started this site. So I want to address some of the trade industry news. But yeah, this shirt, this jersey I had, this is from like, I don't know, maybe 2000 or something like that. Yeah, I had this thing a long time, man. It's look at that. I got paper clips holding that sucker up. This thing is well worn. I don't even wear it. I still have it. Don't know why. Yeah, you're still authorized. You're still authorized. If you were, you still are. They're calling people like crazy. Let's see here. Yeah, but call Guillermo. Guillermo does the residential. But if you call Guillermo and the other one, you let them know, they will straighten it out. Because that was the first thing they asked me. Did we owe you any money? I was like, nah, you guys don't owe me any money. Because I always got to it. That lady over there, the American, that was actually the owner's wife, the one that handled billing. She was Japanese and he was Lebanese or something. I forgot what he is. So all right, hold on one second. I want to show people what American looks like. Service tech info? No, not really. They haven't done anything. They just got taken over 2 months ago. I mean, it was just made official 2 months ago. Let me do this. Yeah, it was just 2 months ago. Let's see how this works out. Let us see. Hold on, everybody. Make this separate, and I'm going to you know what? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, American doesn't have anything really too technical. American doesn't have anything really too technical. Oh, shoot. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. Let me remove this. Let me add another one. I'm new to this whole thing, so you have to please bear with me. Hey, while we're doing this, anybody else have any questions? Anybody else have any questions? I'm just going to look this up for Darius real quick, and then let you guys see what else we got going on here. Because basically, if you're watching, the rest of the video is over. The yellow jacket stuff is done. We're just talking about, American range and the push-on fittings. Well, actually, I was, because people were asking about push-on fittings, and then they do have flare. They do have flare fittings. See, there's no nasty fingernails. All right, so you can actually just tighten the lines together if you wanted to. They actually go up. I'd have to pull up the chart. I wasn't prepared to talk about that one today, but see, this is an even larger one. So if you wanted to, if you was in a pinch, fine. Wait a minute, a griddle? Why would you need instructions on a griddle? It's just a griddle. It's an analog. It was an analog thermostat, right? It was just a regular old Harper Wyman thermostat, correct? It wasn't anything like a Magic Kitchen where they have that digital thermostat, like the ones like Blue Star has on their residential ranges or any of that other stuff. But like Magic Kitchen has those electronic ones that you got to hook up your little device to and then calibrate them. I just changed the thermostats. I don't even bother calibrating them. So let me see here. Let me add this to the stream. Add another one. Does that come up? Oh, yeah, okay. So the reason why they don't really have all that stuff is because, I guess it's coming up. Let me see if this stuff. Okay, my screen is coming up. The reason why they don't really have all that stuff because the system, and this is what somebody asked me earlier, and I said I'm going to put it in the book. This whole system was supposed to be apprentice and a journeyman. It was all supposed to be you ride along with a guy for a year or two, and you learn the trade, and then you go off from there. That on-the-job training is supposed to take care of all of that, right? That on-the-job training is supposed to take care of all of that. Let me see if I can get this. I'm going to try to get my main screen up. I kind of messed up with that. All right, desktop. Here we go. So everybody, this is American. This is American. I was just showing how the burners populate. Let me see if I can flip to the next one. Nope. All right, hold on a second. Let's see. That's image 2. I was looking at. I had some. Shouldn't really be showing you this, but this is what the when you're bidding on a job, they'll send you this type of stuff of I want to say prospectus, but it's not a prospectus. They send you the all this information so that you can go ahead and do the bid on your job. So in case you ever want to know, clean juice is turbo air, all turbo air refrigeration, and Manitowoc ice machines. Here we go. Here's the other one. So it's all relatively simple. I didn't do one from the side on this one. This is the American Range Majestic. But when it came to you just doing that thermostat, it's just a regular analog thermostat. It mounts to the front, and then you run the capillary tube into a slot. Especially for a griddle, it'll have like a V-shaped slot that'll hold that thermostat up to the plate on that griddle. All right, so let me see if I can go back to you guys. This is other stuff I'm working on for you to get you guys up to date. Hold on. All right, Stramyard. Now let me come out of here. All right. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Darius. I mean, that kind of stuff, it happens. I mean, everybody was new once. This is where I'm trying to get everybody prepared. Anybody that comes across this channel, that's the whole purpose of this channel. I'm not here to teach you how to do a damn thing. I'm not here to teach you how to work on a system. I'm not here to teach you how to pull a vacuum properly and blah, blah, blah. Not here for any of that. I'm here to tell you what you need to do to get into business, what type of equipment you need, the latest and greatest on that, what the factories are expecting of you, what you need to learn. Because working on American Range, right, will only get you in with certain customers, certain chain customers. Now, American Range is like a lot of mom and pops go with American Range. And when you ask some of these people, they said, well, I'm third generation restaurant owner, and we've always used American Range. Every restaurant we've ever had, grandfather had it, my father had American Range at his location, and I have American Range at mine, and it's never let us down. So we want American Range. We have American Range fryers, we have American Range griddles, we have American Range convection ovens, blah, blah, blah. So some people are just die hard with that. And the thing I'm trying to get across to new people is that you don't have to study everything out there, but it's very important to know that whatever you learn, there's a particular customer for that item. So if you learn an item that there's no customers for in your area, it doesn't really make much sense. So that's why I stress this, and I'm going to try to get off because I've been on here an hour and I was only supposed to be on here 10 minutes. But I stress this time and time again. Find out what your potential clients have in your area. Once you get that list of what people have in your area, then those are the items that you go and get trained for. No need for you to go and get trained on ultra fryer when no one uses ultra fryer in your area. No need to go get trained on henny penny when nobody uses henny penny in your area. If everybody's using Frymaster and Pitco Solstice fryers, what the hell are you doing spending time and money and effort learning those and the codes and getting all that stuff when none of your customers have them? Right? So it's just a waste of time. It has nothing to do with that equipment. It's a waste of time. Coming from residential has been gobbled up, right? Every town, this is what you all don't know. Every town, every city used to have its own stove manufacturer. There used to be just every town had their own because they were just so simple. They all came from wood burning stoves, and then they just gradually went from there. And then what happened is the guys that were better in sales, the guys that are better in distribution, they end up buying their competitors or killing them off. And so now you're left with really 8 brands out there, eight American brands out there, when there used to be one for every city. So on the commercial side, you still have that. You still have over 1,000 brands on the commercial. So it's really foolish to think that you're going to learn, everything out there. You're going to learn all those different brands. It doesn't make any sense. All right. So that's why I say stay focused. Find out what your potential clients have, even if they're not a client. Find out what your potential client has. Yes. Yeah, you could also go into that, but that is a very 1996 way of thinking because there's Websterant, Build.com. You have so many different online sellers. So that helps, but that only helps. Now it only helps you a quarter of the time. All right. People have no loyalty. They have no loyalty today. So, with that being said, yeah, you can go into a local dealer, but they're selling enough for them, but it's nothing compared to what the market has. And then does that local dealer sell to one of the chains? So a lot of times what you find is the local dealers will, and I'm in bed with local dealers. I'm in bed with them. I love them. I love them to death. But the local dealers tend to take care of the mom and pops, and then they'll take care of the small to medium regional chains, right? Especially if they're in a buying group. If they're in a buying group, then they'll have, a company that's in LA or a company that's in New York contact them and say, hey, supply us with equipment. And then that's the other thing that a distributor in Kansas will supply to all the stores nationwide for a particular chain, whether they're in Houston, Chicago, Miami, all their stuff is coming out of Kansas. It just gets trucked. So that'll help you a little bit, but that's only a small piece of that puzzle because people buy online now. No loyalty. I used to have a store. There's no loyalty to the local store. All right. But with that being said, I hate to leave it on a down note, but with that being said, thank you for watching. Let me show you one. I keep doing this. Let me show you one other thing. I want to thank you for watching, but that's it. Bam. There you go. Bam. Hatco Corporation purchased American Range. See, they did it all the way back in October, but it actually was cemented back about 2 months ago. They were actually legally able to talk about it, right? So, like I said before, these companies get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, Murad Demirjan, right? Demirjan, which whatever ethnicity he is, like all his people from his country know it. So every time I deal with somebody that's a residential and they have American range, I already know what they are. I already know what they are. I said, you this ethnicity. They go, yeah, yeah, yeah. The owner is, and I go, yeah, I know. So, um, but that was sold. So now it is Hatco. Okay, so don't worry about it. You're gonna get your money. You're gonna get your money. It's none of that. Oh, let me see if it showed. Did you see that? Yeah. So don't worry about it. You're gonna get your money. Hatco owns it now. The owner stepped to the side. He's gone. His wife is gone. She was the one over the billing. She's the one that had that ridiculous 90-day payment thing. And like I said, I've been dealing with them since 1998. 98 or 99. I have been dealing on and off with Hatco. I mean, Hatco, American Range. It's been an on and off thing. So there you go. That's that. And thank you guys for watching. And this time, I am serious. I am really going to go. I'm going to get off this time. All right. So thank you all for watching. And I'll put out some other posts and some things like that. And don't forget to go and visit HVAC Shop Talk with Zach Ciota. He does giveaways on his show. He's a really good guy. All right. So you guys have a good weekend, and happy Mardi Gras. All right.